your reason of investing at Puravankara Westend?
As compared to anything else which is available right now in Bangalore or the other properties which are coming up, it's something new.
We would like to know the reason of your investment at Puravankara Westend.
There is no second thought if you invest in Puravankara.
It's definitely the quality of the construction and the brand.
What is the most exciting bit about Puravankara Westend for you?
Because one is the theme-based property.
Investment for my own lifestyle. As a brand, Puravankara symbolizes 38 years of legacy. We are currently developing 40 million square feet. We have more than 25,000 happy families living in the homes that we have built over the years. Currently, we have 25,556 customers whom we interact with on a day-to-day basis. Puravankara stands for value. Puravankara stands for trust. More importantly, Puravankara stands for its people. You the people, we the people at Puravankara. Puravankara's success has been built with our legacy, and we look forward to a glorious future. The talent of people within Puravankara, their spirit, their energy is something that you have seen. You have witnessed this event as a part of their spirit to excel in everything that they do. We are now committed to putting a stronger focus on delivery by institutionalizing cutting-edge technology and generate an innovative product. Many have asked me, what is Purva Westend? I think it is a well-thought-about product, primarily having come from customers like you. Our consistent feedback mechanism and research that we do over the years has compelled us to launch a project like this. Like rightly put, our lives will never be short of drama. We take pride in building a vision in the real estate industry, where Puravankara will be a household name, not just in the south of India, but in the country and internationally also. We are now embarking to go into spaces like Bombay, New Delhi. We will be very soon seen in Colombo, and we will have international presence in Dubai as well. More important to you guys, who will now be a part of our family starting today after the allocation process, is something that you must understand. We in the industry have set benchmarks in terms of customer service. We have 120 strong members in the customer service. We are the first ones in the industry to have started a centralized contact point. You will have one email ID through which you can write any of your issues, queries, questions. They will be promptly answered within 48 hours. We have a CSAT measurement system in terms of research, where continuous customer satisfaction scores are imparted to the team internally and externally in order for us to develop our products and services. More importantly, in the recent research that we conducted across existing clients in the industry, Puravankara stood first in terms of its customer service satisfaction. I owe this to my team. We will soon have a customer online portal live from March 2014. Once again, I would like to reiterate the fact that our customers are everlasting proof of our endeavor in producing and evaluating and developing products like these. In ending, I would like to call this day a great event in our continued search for excellence, and on your behalf, I would like to dedicate this day to my splendid team who's standing behind. Kudos guys, well done. Thank you.
The company is a listed entity, as you are all aware. We are listed on the National Stock Exchange and the Bombay Stock Exchange from 2007 onwards. Ever since our results are publicly available, you will see that we have consistently grown. We have shown a compounded annual growth rate of more than 20%, either on our revenues, top line, EBITDA margins, our PAT margins, or our this thing, or our profit after tax. Even on a quarterly basis or a half yearly basis, our results have been on the upward trend. I should say that, as Mr. Jack rightly said, this is a culminative effort of all the stakeholders, the customers, the marketing, the execution team, and every one of the Puravankarites over here. You know, as a listed entity, we are well funded by some of the marquee investors in the market, both in the domestic space and in the international space. We have had institutional investors ranging from mutual funds, you could say the insurance companies, long-term funds, overseas funds, and they have stood behind the company for a quite number of time. At the end, I would like to sign off by saying that this is a company that prides itself on its high level of corporate governance, its disclosures, its commitment to its customers and to its stakeholders. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Basically, the product we're talking about today is apartments. But it's not just apartments that we're talking about, it's communities, because Puravankara develops a community. The apartment design is developed over 40 years. The company is almost 40 years in the development business. These designs are developed over that period of time. We learn from past mistakes. Going forward, we make the best we can for the apartments. We have an in-house team of professionals who audit every aspect of the apartment, from the room sizes to the layouts, to the access, to the corridors, to the arrangements for the windows. Everything is analysed down to the finest detail. The primary focus of the design is the occupant's comfort. So you'll see we have individual reception lobbies for every building. You access your apartment through a common corridor, but it's naturally lit. It also has openable windows, so the corridor can be ventilated. The apartments are spacious, they're well laid out. The design considers things like cross-ventilation. Every apartment can be fully cross-ventilated. We have large windows in the living and dining areas to bring in more natural daylight in the area where you spend most of your time. We have well thought out positions for electrical, fan controls, telephone points. Even the AC point in the bedroom is well thought out. How you access, if you want to install AC, how you access it, where you'll run your pipes, your cables, it's all there for you. We've thought about everything. Finally, security. Your security is thought about at every level of the design. We provide a security system in every home. Every home has a security system with a panic button in the bedroom, a panic button in the living room, and a contact alarm on your front door, so your apartment is secure. All of this is standard. This is not additions. These are standard items that we put in every apartment. But the apartment is only part of the community. Your community is designed by the best-in-class architects. The landscaping, we always design the landscaping separately. We don't give it to the architect. We give it to a specialist landscape consultant. In this case, it's Shaker James, who's one of the best in India. Masterplan's the name of the company, but you can look them up. He's one of the best landscape designers in India, probably the most famous, I guess. Staff. Everybody needs the best, and we're recruiting the best in class. We're continually building expertise. We have a lot of young guys coming from university, things like that. Guys who've been in the industry only for a few years. We've established a Puravankara Academy of Excellence. So we're developing our own talent as well as looking for talent outside. It's very important. Processes and procedures, we have the right processes and procedures in place, but they have to be supported by the right software. So we're moving to a newer software across our projects, which deals with project delivery, contract management, and project planning. We've tightened up our project management controls at sites. We have more detailed tracking, more detailed coordination of the works. We have better planning, more active approach to identify potential problems, because the earlier you identify a problem, the earlier you can fix that problem, and the less impact it has on your overall schedule. In order to look after the workers, we've really concentrated very heavily onto safety. We've improved our safety and upgraded our safety at every site across the Puravankara brand. We're training the workers in safety, because a lack of knowledge is probably the most dangerous thing on any site. But in Puravankara, you'll see that we're willing to spend the money to produce a high-quality product on time and within a community that is vibrant, well-designed, well-detailed, and sustainable for the future. If we do save money, we only save money through innovation. We'll save money through early adoption of new technology and products. We never cut corners or sacrifice quality to save money. We won't take a shortcut. We deliver a high-quality product that people want to live in.
Thank you all for taking the first step here. It gives us fabulous pleasure that we had to put in chairs back and accommodate more of you all. You know, just the other day we were talking about slowdown in markets, markets are slowing down. Just look behind you, guys. Just look behind you. It's doing extremely well. You know, the whole response to this product, this project response that we've had in the last, I know you guys have been patient for about a month and a half. You know, it's surprised all of us. We've received about 1.5 times the number of apartments that are there in the project as expressions of interest, you know. So we actually had to call just half of you all here, you know, because we think that we will not have enough apartments to give all of you all. Congratulations for taking the first step, and I do really hope that all of you all have the pleasure of taking your dream home decision today, you know. I'm going to take about 5-10 minutes to run you through, just summarize the various features that are there before I actually take you to the most awaited moment about the price, you know. Price is a factor of what the product is. You guys have seen the product. Your life is never going to be short of drama. It's a very, very different product. So allow me to take you through. Real estate is all about location, location, and location. I don't know how many of you all can see this, but let me tell you, I mean, just for those of you all who have not been to the site, the location is bang on Hosur Road, just about 4 kilometers from Koramangala. It's on Hosur Road, you know, Kudlu Gate as it's called. Everything around education, leisure, lifestyle, entertainment, colleges, hospitals are all just a short drive away, you know, so it's a fabulous location here. Like you know, we are still in a pre-launch stage, you know. The location, it's about 8 acres of land, you know, that's what this property is about. There's a good buffer zone about 200 feet from the road. We have 5 towers, A, B, C, D, and E, and we have apartments to accommodate all of your requirements in this project. There's a potential future development that might come right next to the pink tower on your top, you know, because we're expecting the metro. We're expecting the metro to come very close to this project. If metro does come in, you know, we are expecting some additional FSI to come in. So we want to make that disclosure abundantly clear because we don't want to hold back any information. Metro is expected there, and if that comes in, you'll have another tower coming in up there, you know. So it has a packed feature-based product. This project is based on the theme of art, music, and cinema. Now that's what this project is themed around, and we'll take you through some of the features that are there very, very quickly. As a tier 1 developer in the south, you do expect certain basic facilities and amenities from Puravankara, okay, and you have them, okay. So I'm not going to talk about the basic amenities at all, okay, because I would leave you all to assume that all those features are going to be there in this project. So I'm going to talk about features that are unique, features that are going to differentiate this product from the rest of the product. 10 years down the line, when you choose to sell and upgrade your home, you know, why would somebody choose Purva Westend over the other projects that are there in and around is something that I'm going to talk to you about, you know. That's the Central Boulevard, the Grand Central Boulevard, you know. All the 5 towers overlook the Grand Central Boulevard on both the sides, and some of the apartments on the other side have a city view. So I think one of the greatest, I mean, beautiful features that are there is on your left-hand side, you have a cinema screen, you know. So probably for the first time in Bangalore or first time in India, you'd have a private open-air theater inside your project. And it'd probably be the largest private open-air theater in the country in terms of it being private. And I don't know how many of you all know Bangalore does not have an open-air theater. You know, if you all have been to an open-air theater, it's an amazing feeling to put your chair under the moonlit sky and watch a movie of your choice, or watch a cricket match, or watch an IPL or a World Cup right on live big screen, and the whole community gets together, you know. That's a feature I really like. It's one of the largest open-air theater. Since everything here is inspired by art, music, and cinema, you have a Fender guitar headstock-based swimming pool, you know. It's a functional swimming pool. You know, you can do laps, you can do length and breadth laps, okay. But small things make a huge difference. That's a little picture of what your open air theatre could potentially look at. It's not going to look exactly like this. It's a reference picture, so please take it with that element in mind. But your movie screen is going to be a movie screen on the facade of the clubhouse. There's going to be a swimming pool and then an amphitheatre. So a swimming pool, I mean, like anywhere else, you have this distance where you need that viewing distance. The viewing distance is going to be the swimming pool, you know. So if your children are actually good at water, they could be in the swimming pool, in a float, watching the movie as you all, you know, take your glass of wine and sip around there, you know. That's the Hollywood's Walk of Fame I talked to you about, you know. Move on. That's a Fender guitar-based swimming pool. That's a lifestyle photograph. Like I said, I mean, it's not just about music. It's art, music, and cinema, you know. Graffiti, you know, is considered as one of the biggest stress relievers for youngsters, you know. Youngsters across the world, in Western world, believe that if you can let your art on a wall, you know, while it's considered in several places as dissection, you know, but it's considered for youth, it lets the energy out because it lets the energy out into art, you know. So you have graffiti walls where people can paint. That's a fantasy fountain, you know. There's a difference between fantasy fountain and musical fountain. This isn't the musical fountain, so allow me to give you that disclosure. This isn't the musical fountain, but it's the fantasy fountains where the fountains actually move and there'll be lights around. So your nights are going to be splendid from your balconies, you know. The culture club, you know. All of you know that every project comes with a clubhouse, right? Right? Okay. Here, we have consciously chosen that the clubhouse will not be called the clubhouse, but it will be called the culture club. Why? Because in the culture club, we are integrating the usual typical features of a clubhouse and things which go with culture, you know. So your usual features like a gymnasium, a steam, a sauna, a provision for a mart, supermart, a typical get-together hall, all of those are things that are going to be there, you know. But over and above that, you have something called the Lego building blocks room, you know. I think all of us would have got gifts for children around. I mean, those little building blocks that we all buy, you know, it's Lego building blocks, there's several of them. Little packets, probably about $500, you know. How many of you all know that Lego building blocks are available for a few lakhs of rupees, okay? And gigantic models can be made. Just recently, a few days back, it was in the papers that a life-size car was made out of Lego building blocks. Did you guys read that? If you all didn't read it, just Google it and you'll find that, you know. So here, you'll have large-sized Lego building blocks, so children can actually go and dabble and create. You know, this is more for the young adolescents, you know. That's what this is for. Jamming room, you know. Indian Idol, you know. Musical shows are very, very popular. Music is becoming as popular as cricket, you know. So if your children want to get into music, just look around the city of Bangalore. You wouldn't find a single place, guys, you wouldn't find a single place where you can go and practice guitar. You wouldn't find a single place where you can go and practice your keyboards, you know. You wouldn't find a single place where you can go and sing along karaoke and see if you can experiment your voice, you know. So here, we have a jamming room. A jamming room is a very colloquial for sound studio. A sound studio is very, very superior quality, you know. A jamming room is a practice version of a sound studio. It's not as perfect as a sound studio, but it's a practice version of sound studio where you would have guitars, you'll have a bass guitar, you'll have a lead guitar, you'll have drums, you'll have amplifiers, you'll have speakers. Your children can go in there and practice. They can form musical clubs out there, you know. If you have college-going kids and if they want to be in a band, you know, there's no place to practice. You have to take an auto, put your drums in, take your guitar, go practice it somewhere and then remove it. Nothing of that sort is there because here, in your culture club, you'll have a jamming room, you know. That's a ballet room for those of you who all have women, girl children. Then here is a little elegance that can be brought in. Your yoga room and ballet room are things that are part of the club. Now here's the critical thing that I'm going to say. You're not just giving in these services, you know. You're not just making this infrastructure and walking out. No, we're not going to do that, okay. We are currently talking with with an entity called Tinkering Studio. It's called Tinkering Studio. They have a little place in Marthahalli. I mean, you guys can go and check it out. Tinkering Studio provides and helps children learn and dabble with science. They learn and dabble with Lego building blocks. They will provide tutors for music. That's something that we are tying up. So your children will have tutors to help them use these facilities. Some of the other features that are there, I mean, very quickly, you guys can see in there. A cricket pitch is also there. A cricket practice net. I'm sorry, it's not a pitch. The cricket practice net is also there. And the usual features. You guys are ready to get in the actual brass tacks? Pricing? Pricing, yeah? Okay. Before we get into pricing, let me quickly tell you what is the process of allotment. We have received about 1.5 times the actual number of apartments that we have in this project as an expression of interest. So many of you all have expressed interest to buy a apartment here, buy a home here. The process is we put everybody on a queuing system. Okay? All of you all have the right to know your queue number. If you do not know your queue number, I have all my handsome, beautiful young boys and girls right out there to help you out. They will give you your queuing number. Okay? A queuing number would give you first come, first serve basis right to choose your apartment. We're going to release only a selective set of apartments, and I wish you luck that you all get the apartment of your choice at the pre-launch price. Okay? But that's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. The first 100 customers, the allotment opens tonight in the next few minutes. Okay? The first allotment is going to happen tonight. Okay? So the next 200 clients are going to open tomorrow morning. The next 200 on Monday, the next 200 on Tuesday, the next 200 on Thursday, the next 200 on Friday. Okay? So you do your math in terms of how many people are there here. But that's how it's going to go. So please know your queuing number so that you will know which day your queuing number is going to come, which day you will be called for. So we request you to keep your time flexible. I know that it's short notice. I know it's a celebratory weekend that's coming in. But I'll request you guys to be available at short notice to come and see my people, see our channel partners who can help you out, book your apartment. So today, the first 100 queue opens up. Grab your food plates. Dinner is on us. And also grab by the hand some of my guys who are there to help you out. Take them out and they will help you choose your apartment. I can take about 5-6 questions. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Anything at all, me and my colleagues will be happy to answer.
One part of it is how many apartments are there in total? And the second part is, sorry.
Go on.
And the second part is, when do you expect the metro work to begin?
Okay.
Or the completion?
735 apartments are there in this project. Okay. That's excluding the new tower that may come up if the metro comes in. Okay. So excluding that, there are 735 apartments. About the metro, okay, there is no official information yet available on when the metro will take up. But from what we understand, there is soil testing that is going on in Hosur. Okay. Soil testing is typically done before you start deciding what kind of piling you need to do and things like that. That work has already commenced. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the carpet area we are planning for each of these apartments?
Okay, fabulous question. Who asked that, sir? Great. Okay, for the first time, and I'm really proud to be a Puravankara today, in your brochures, every single apartment's carpet area, built-up area, and common area is disclosed. Every single apartment's carpet area, built-up area, and common area is disclosed. Okay, you guys can do your math yourself. So we will move to the most awaited, the pricing decision. Are you guys ready for the pricing? Yeah, good. Okay, long evening. Our pricing band, the first pricing band that we chose, depending on which you all gave your expressions of interest, was 4390, the base price. The 4390 to 4750. You have other costs like floor rise, $20 per square foot per floor. We had clubhouse charges, which is 2,25,000. There is covered car park charges, which is 3,25,000. Premium and super premium charges, which is about 150 rupees per square foot. But for that, the base price that we had indicated was 4,390 per square foot to 4,750 per square foot. The competition in that market with tier 1 developers who are our peers, developers that we respect a lot, their prices, I'm sure I see a lot of smiles amongst the thing. You guys know the kind of prices that prevail in that area. A tier 1 developer there, a finished product or an almost to be completed product is selling at 6,300 rupees per square foot. 6,300 rupees per square foot, okay. I take the privilege not to name the project, but you guys can Google it and see it for yourself. If that's the kind of pricing that prevails in the product, even if I launch the project at the highest band of 4,750, there is still money on the table for all of you all. You'll still make 32% gains if the price remains constant, But if I do not launch the project at 4,750, and if I launch it at 4,700 bucks, your capital appreciation is even more. It's 34% on a standstill basis. If I launch the project at 4,650, your appreciation is even more, okay? So, but none of this price is the right comparison because you've seen our project, our project is of the latest designs, our project carries that punch, carries that additional features that has made you all come here, So considering that, the price should be, your appreciation should be far more. I leave it to your imagination to figure out what the price would eventually be a few years later and what kind of capital gains that you all would make, So that being said, a good financial spiel. I know all of you all are mocking and saying, yeah, tell us what the price is, yeah. Okay. Now, for the price, are you ready? Countdown. Good luck to you all. Thank you so much for coming in.